this was something that kind of had a Twitter frenzy all yesterday. I just kept going online and seeing a different person making fun of this and another person making fun of this. Everyone was killing this. Pro Football Focus had a top 10 coaching list, and everyone kind of just butchered this list. I mean, I'll take you through it if you haven't seen it. I know JD and I talked about this a little bit, but if you haven't seen it, so the top 10 list goes Coach Belichick at 1, Coach Harbaugh at 2, Andy Reid at 3.
Yeah.
No problems with that one. That's fine. But this is when the list goes kind of off the road.
Yeah.
So Coach Kingsbury at 4, Coach Pete Carroll at 5, Coach LaFleur at 6, Coach Shanahan at 7, Coach Vrabel at 8, Coach Frank Reich at 9, and then Coach McCarthy at 10. So a lot from 4 to 10, there's lots wrong with this list. I mean, the top 3, you can maybe say you can reshape it there. You can maybe even put Tomlin in the top 3 or Sean McVay in the top 3. But top 3, I'm not complaining about that. It's 4 through 10, just off the rails. So question. What were your thoughts on Andy Reid being number 3, and what was your thoughts on the entirety of the Pro Football Focus list?
So entire list, man. I think I tweeted, I responded to it, and I said 1, 2, 3 is okay. I really don't have a problem with that, but yeah, the rest of them is out of whack. I mean, I just like, look, I don't know what they're basing it on. I don't know as far as how they decided to make the list. And, what was the measures and whatnot? I don't know. But to me, looking at that list, hey, man, there's some, it is absolutely criminal, okay? Criminal to where some of these coaches where they have them rated. I'm just be honest with it. And so I'll say that. Not to have Mike Tomlin, okay? In the top 5, right, is beyond ridiculous. Okay, it is. It's just beyond ridiculous. But I'll talk about Andy. So I'll say this: Andy's 3rd on that list. Okay, I will put Andy probably number 2. That's where I would have Andy. Andy was probably the 2nd best coach in the NFL. And I like Harbaugh. Harbaugh was my special teams coach when I was in Philly. I love Harbaugh, and I think he is probably, number 3 or 4. Now, I think Tomlin is right there. 3 you can switch those guys around. I don't think he'd be mad with either one. I think both of those guys are like, hey, you know what? Yeah, I got it. So, but Andy, without a doubt, man, body of work, what he's been able to achieve. I don't think there's any question of that he's probably the number 2 coach. Belichick, because of, his body of work, his wins, Super Bowls, and all of that. I don't doubt that whatsoever. So, that without a doubt, Belichick, Andy, Tomlinson, Harbaugh, 3, 4, and number 5. Number 5, yeah, probably would be Sean McVay. I mean, I like Sean. I like Sean McVay. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good guys out there, man. There's a lot of good coaches, but Sean, because of what he's done with the team, what he's been able to achieve in a short amount of time, probably gives him that. Yeah. If Sean Payton was on there, Sean Payton would be, already top. It wouldn't even be a question right there. But having Cliff Kingsbury come on, man. I don't know if nothing against Cliff. Cliff, you're a good coach, all right. Not really taking things from you, but Cliff Kingsbury will tell you that he's not. I think was a top 5 coach.
Top four.
Top 4. Cliff would like, man, who made this? Cliff would probably say, no. I'm gonna take a backseat to these guys. Now, look, you gotta have some confidence. You got a little bit of ego, but Cliff in his mind would know. Wait a minute, no, I'm not up there yet. I got a long way to go. And so, I mean, the guys, when you talk about like Shanahan, LaFleur, those guys, man. I mean, there's some great coaches in the game. There really is. Pete Carroll. These guys. I mean, you got some great coaches. You really are. Cliff Kingsbury. He's back. Put him at the back of the bus. I don't know if Cliff is top 10, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I don't know. I looking at the list, I had to look at the list and even know and kind of go through mine and say who's who. But Cliff, he's got talented guys. He does.
Yeah.
So is it always him? And it's not really like a hate on Cliff Kingsbury. We got McCarthy in there. Who else did you say? I think Vrabel's a good coach. I think Vrabel to me might be a top 10 coach, to be honest with you. For what he's doing with Tennessee, he's getting these guys to play, man. He's actually helped turn his team around. And so what signifies a good coach is the players embodying who you are as a coach and what you do and what you feel and how you play. And I think they have that stout about it, that vigor, that mentality to win. And I think he does a great job kind of embedding into guys' mentality. I really do. So I don't know, man. There's some good coaches. Like I said, there's some great coaches out there. But Andy, without a doubt, number 2.
Yeah. I just think it's funny because PFF, they're like the big analytics. They rank everything on analytics and statistics and stuff. But like, I saw a lot of tweets where people pretty much said that Cliff Kingsbury's dad make the list. That he compile this thing because it really makes no sense when he's made the playoffs once in the 3 years he's been coach. And 2 of the years they start off the season like 6-0 or 6-1 or 7-0. One of the years they didn't even make the playoffs. So it's okay. I don't know that was the weird one. Another one which I get he's been a good offensive coordinator in places he's been, but Frank Reich, he hasn't really done much in Indianapolis since he's been the head coach there. And they choked away a potential playoff berth last year, losing the last 2 games, losing to Jacksonville last game of the season, which kicked them out of the playoffs. I don't know.
Frank's a good coach. He's a good coach, man. He is. But I think there's guys without a doubt ahead of him. We're sitting there saying that, right?
I'm just saying to not have Mike Tomlin in the top 10. I just think it's so bizarre to me.
Criminal. Put it like that, criminal. And so I don't know who checks off on sending these things out, but somebody said, hey, whoa, wait a minute, what's Tomlin at this? I've been looking at, we'll put Mike Tomlin in there somewhere. I don't care where you squeeze him in. That joker need to be in there top 5. So
it's almost as if like whoever made this list was like talking around with his buddies, not actually doing research on it, just like saying throwing out names out there. And after you could probably list like, wait, I missed a name earlier, right? I didn't say a name. Like at that point, you'd be like, after you look at like, wait, I'm missing a name here. Okay, Mike Tomlin, yeah, he needs to be in that list. It's like he didn't like fact check it or look it over, but these guys pride themselves on analytics and numbers, so obviously their formula led him to this list. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just it's laughable. It is laughable.
Man, a guy everybody making fun of Pro Football Focus. So I guess in a way it was some little advertisement. Everyone making fun of your algorithms to make this top 10 list.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought that was very funny because everybody on Twitter had a fun one with that. Even a lot of players are making fun of it too.
I'm sure all the measurements goes into like the strength of the schedule since he's been there. Maybe all those different things. When you're talking about the numbers and analyzing everything,
yeah,
I'm sure everything comes into it, man. But I don't know.
Looking at lifetime of your record, has he had like has he even had a losing season? I think he's had 1 losing season, right?
I think it's worse. Yeah, I think it may have. I don't know. I'm not sure.
The fact that we're questioning, was it 1 losing season or was it a losing season? I think they went 8-8 maybe a year. Like I don't think it's a crazy record. And I don't care if people could say, oh, that's Pittsburgh. I think that one of the first years when they won the Super Bowl, I was like, oh, that's Cowher's team they won with. It's like, okay.
Right. Come on.
You can't win with some people, man.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get podcasts.